Interest-based advertising, it's something that we see every day online. It's anybody who turns on their computer and opens up a browser, they're going to see interest-based advertising whether they know it or not. Interest-based advertising it's a great advertising tool because it provides the personalization that people want, and they've indicated that in numerous consumer surveys. They want a more personalized experience online. And instead of getting hundreds of random ads on your browser, through interest-based advertising, through the Ad Choices program, you're able to get a more personalized experience that provides you with more ads that are catered to your interests. And a lot of people are either A, they don't know too much about interest-based advertising, or B, they actually find it creepy. So they see that ad, they're searching for, let's say, a dress that they want to get for that upcoming wedding, and they're looking at a dress. They found the perfect dress, but they're not ready to buy it just yet. And then 3 hours later, they're online again, they're looking at the news, looking at what the latest news is, and they'll see that ad, they'll see an interest-based ad for that dress that they searched earlier. And consumers find that creepy because they don't understand how the advertising system works. And there's a misconception that there's somebody out there following them and they know exactly who they are. It's not. So the system doesn't know it's Christina. The system just knows that there's a cookie on your browser, and based on that cookie, it will just know what your interests are based on your browsing history. Industry has a key role to play in ensuring that they provide consumers with transparency and choice. And this really goes to the argument of providing consumers with trust. And there needs to be trust between industry and consumers. And that's really critical right now, regardless of any regulations that are in place. Companies don't just need to comply with the rules, they also need to make sure that they have that trust from consumers, and they build that consumer brand. And there's recent research that shows that consumers want a more personalized experience. And privacy is really important to them. It's data security that's really important to them. But at the end of the day, if they trust a brand, they're more willing to share information with that brand. So that's something that's really critical. Now, the Ad Choices program is the perfect self-regulatory tool because it manages to achieve several objectives. It provides consumers with choice about the ads that they see online. It provides them with transparency. So all the member organizations of the Ad Choices program, they have to be transparent with consumers and tell them this is what's happening. You are being served an interest-based ad. And as part of that experience as well, consumers are able to click on the icon, the blue eye, that's the Ad Choices icon. If you click on that, consumers are taken to the Your Online Choices page, which provides them with so much information about interest-based advertising, the way it works. It provides them with information about the ad ecosystem, which is really important as well in helping consumers understand that side of it and why they're seeing these types of ads. And most importantly, it provides them with a meaningful choice. So if you don't want to see those interest-based ads on your browser, you can opt out. You can also opt out of seeing ads from specific companies, so you have that choice. So that's why the Ad Choices program is so great, because it helps to provide that consumer trust, to elevate it, if you will, in a way that's so critical nowadays. I think that's one of the challenges that we have as an industry nowadays, is to, again, communicate to consumers as to what's happening to their information, so providing that transparency, but also what's happening when they are on the internet. A lot of people, you're right, do not know about interest-based advertising. I think the Ad Choices icon is helping. Consumer awareness is growing. It's probably not at a level where it should be, but I think we're definitely going there. And there's a lot of companies that are trying to help deliver that message. Transparency and choice are so critical nowadays to the consumer experience and to building the consumer trust that's so needed nowadays. And self-regulation, so programs like @Choices, they play a crucial role in building that consumer trust. And self-regulation, a lot of people assume or they have a perceived notion that it's either self-regulation or regulation, which is really not the case. The regulations and self-regulation, so industry codes, best practices, they can work in tandem with regulations, and they should. That co-regulatory model needs to be in practice for us to have an effective ecosystem where consumers are provided with privacy protections, but also where companies are able to continue growing. So finding that right balance between protecting consumers and helping business grow, it's not one at the expense of the other. It's really, you have to have both. So it's a win-win, as we say in the privacy by design lingo. And that's really critical, and that's where I think the @Choices program is really amazing, because it helps to, it essentially takes regulation that's already in place, it brings that into the program, then it helps companies comply with the program, so it helps to interpret the law for them. But in addition, it also adds additional protections for consumers as part of the program. So again, consumers are protected even more. We're providing more transparency to them. We're providing them with education through the online platform, through the icon that's being shown on websites and the ads. And we need to continue working on that mission.